Hey everyone, this is Dr. Briley. Stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, and never apologize for wanting more out of life. Hello, everybody. We are back. This is season 3. We have another guest today, and of course, I am Dr. Briley. And who do we have?
My name is Jared, and I'm with U.S. Windows.
Okay, it's going to be a great, interesting conversation because a lot of people don't talk about their windows, and those are things that either people are peeking in or you peeking out, right? So, so it's going to be a good topic to talk about today. So before we get started, let's do a little icebreaker here, and I'm gonna share a story that I did that happened to me. And what happened was basically I had the Bluetooth on in my ear, and I was on a conference call, so I had the phone up to one ear, and then I had the Bluetooth on, but I had the Bluetooth on mute, and I had the phone, and I was actually, so I have multiple phones, right, y'all? So that's a whole nother story. Viewers, that's a whole nother story. So I had the phone up, and I was actually looking for the phone because I needed to be somewhere. So I was looking for the phone, but I had the phone, and it was up to my ear, but I was walking around the house looking for the phone. And that is, I know multiple people a lot of people have done that, but I kept looking for it, and I kept saying, and then my son had to say, "Mom, you're holding the phone." And I was like, "Oh, so sometimes when you're moving so fast and you transition into the next thing, that was, and it's happened to me more than once."
You know what that tells me?
I don't need phones.
It tells me you're working too hard.
Right?
Too much multitasking.
Career change. Right. Trying to multitask too much. Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yep. I need a vacation. So this is official. I'm going on vacation for 5 years. It's no.
5 years. I mean, can we hang out for a couple weeks?
Right. I probably need it. So what was something funny or something interesting that happened to you?
My funny story was going to relate to Windows just because we're here talking about Windows today. And, I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, should I replace my Windows? What does it cost? Let me just get a quote, right? And that's where this always starts. Let me get a quote. And my funny story is the people that come to quote home improvement projects. You got to be careful who you let in your house. I started way back in this industry, and one time I let the Kirby vacuum man in. The Kirby vacuum guy sends a college-aged girl to the front door, and my wife opens the door and she says, "Hey, I want to give you this free stuff. It's a revolutionary laundry detergent, and it's free. Can I come in and give you a demo?" And we said, "Yeah, absolutely. Let's see this free stuff, right?" And before you know it, the hardcore high-pressure salesperson showed up and hung out for 4 hours. And it's, "Don't you want to buy today?" And then it's, "Well, I'm not really interested in that. Let me think about it." And then he vacuums this stuff out of your rug, and it's like a ball of lint and hair and dirt. And he says, "Don't you care about your family? Is this what you want them breathing?" And I remember thinking, once I let this guy out of the house, I'm never going to ever let someone like that back in again, right? And then I end up getting a job in this industry, and they literally tried to train me to be this guy.
Are you serious?
So my funny story is, be careful who you let in your house, because they may never leave. You may end up with unwanted house guests and people who hang out for 3 or 4 days. And I've got a philosophy. If you're here more than 3 hours, you better be cooking dinner or paying rent, one of the two.
Taxes.
So yeah, taxes as well. So
Texas taxes.
But yeah, my funny story: do not let crazy people in your house. Be sure you know what you're doing before you.
So you got the guilt trip of, you gonna let your family live like this?
Oh yes. Yes. And as we talk about windows, you'll see a lot of these window companies do the same thing.
Oh, that's insane though.
That's how they sell you.
But that's why I have you on the show, because you really care about and educate.
Yes.
About the longevity of windows. Why? And actually, I got an opportunity to see your window. You did an upgrade.
I did.
But before we get there, tell us a little bit about how you even got in the industry. What made you do it? What intrigued you about jumping into the industry?
I've always been in sales. And I went out on a whim and took a sales job with a window replacement company. And that's where, I'm sitting in this room being taught to do the things that tried to run me off the first time, like I was talking about with the Kirby vacuum guy, right? And, they're teaching you all these hardcore, high pressure sales tactics. Right. And they teach you everything there's to know about closing a sale, but not much about a window. Right. And so I spent 5 or 6 years at this one company and then ended up transitioning. And when I got to my second home, I really learned the technology in windows. And it shocks me how many people don't understand how important the hole in your wall is. I call it a hole in the wall. You've got a brick facade, you've got siding, and then when you get to the window, it's literally a hole in the wall that you want to be able to look out of and be able to get out of if there's a fire or some sort of emergency.
Right.
But a lot of people just don't realize the different technologies that are out there, the different installation methods, how when you get ready to put your home on the market and list your home, an inspector will come around and fail windows that you don't even know there's an issue with.
Wow.
Then it turns into a are you going to discount this or are you going to replace it before we buy it from the potential buyer coming in? Any realtor who's listed more than 2 homes has dealt with this because 1 in every 2 homes has a failed window if their house was built at some point between 2004 and today, which is a lot of homes. We had a big housing boom in the early 2000s. A lot of homes to this day, 1 in every 2 have some sort of seal failed window on them because the builder puts the cheapest possible thing they can.
Right.
And
a lot of it in bulk.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they're going to try to save $1.
Right.
We go and we work these home shows. And we're at the home show and a guy will walk up to us with a set of plans. I want windows. I want the cheapest thing you can get. And I've never even given this person a price. But my suggestion is, listen, if the cheapest window you can get is $7,000 for your whole house,
right, and
a really good high quality one's 12, spend the extra 5,
right?
Because $5,000 today, that savings in 10 years when they fail, it's going to be $35,000 to yank the old ones out and replace them,
right,
with the increase in materials and labor over time as well. And just the fact that everything seems to get more expensive every year. And
and it goes up. You're absolutely right. Supplies go up because I do remember, and it depends on what's happening in the world. Because I remember during the COVID times, steel, when people were doing barndominiums, and I was talking to people about, their home barndominiums at one point was this price, and then they skyrocketed because of the material.
Yep.
So it depends on what's going on, the material, if the material is coming locally or is it coming from somewhere else, is it prefabbed? I mean, it's just so many different things that transpire, and you're like, I should have got it back in, 3 years ago when I saw it at this price. So you got into the industry because you were already in sales, then you kind of navigated to that, where you are today. And where you are today is so you have a team of people, you're doing windows and doors, or?
We do window replacement.
Okay.
We do just providing windows to people who are building new construction.
Okay.
It's a little bit different process. In a new construction, you'll send us the plans. We give you a price. You come pick the windows up, or we drop them off on a trailer. If we're doing replacement, it's what we consider to be full service. We come out, we take the measurements, we own the measurements, we order the product, we install the product, we warranty the product and the installation.
Okay.
Where if you're just buying the windows new construction, that warranty would come through the window manufacturer directly, and the installation warranty would be provided to you from the builder.
Okay.
So 2 different sides of it. But yes, we also do exterior doors. If somebody has windows today and wants to change it to a door, or we just did one where they had 4 windows and a door. 3 windows and a door, 4 openings. We knocked the whole thing out, ran a whole new header, and we did a multi-stack door. This person entertains a lot. They walk into their living room and they can slide that door all the way open, and now the pool is in the living room essentially. You step over a threshold, we flushed it with the floor, but you have a pool party. People
that's nice.
But the bigger thing, even that, there's other things that we look at as well. When we walk into the front door, I see a wall full of windows.
Right.
Now that's a door. When someone, if they ever list this home for sale, the next potential buyer who walks in the front door is going to look straight to the back of the house and go, wow, the pool's in the living room.
Right.
I mean, it changes the
aesthetic
entire look.
And the entire look, the aesthetics, the illusion. You could do a lot. I've even seen offices broken off with just, top to ceiling window.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, wow.
Yep. That's part of what we do. Design dreams for people. I tell customers, if you can dream it, we can build it.
Right.
As long as it's within the budget.
Right.
But the difference in what I do today and what I did, 10 years ago even, was 10 years ago I was coming to a home trying to get a sale. Whatever means necessary, sell them
Right.
something.
Right.
One of the sales tactics is let's go to every room in your house. You open the window, you show me it opens. And then you get to little Susie's room and the window don't open. And it's like,
Right.
well, we better put that on the must-do list because little Susie can't get out if there's a fire.
Right.
And then you get to the kitchen table and they're like, we want to think about it. Well, what happens? We need to replace this window today for little Susie.
Right.
And you do those sales tactics. Now it's more about educating people on the corners people cut,
Right.
the ways people sell you things at a lower price, and we're able to achieve all of the higher quality,
Right.
product lines as well as installation tactics at not a high price because we're not, advertising on billboards and
Right.
running TV ads and
Well,
stuff
and
like
that's
that.
the thing.
So,
Like I always tell my viewers that watch. And by the way, thank y'all for watching because we're at 375K views. So thank y'all for watching. I always tell people that when you come on my show or you're on my show, that we try to get like people that care about the industry, know a lot about the industry, and not just, oh, I just started in the industry and yeah, just call me. We want people that know because before the show started, we talked about some of the older houses, and you were going to explain about, I am a person that, I don't know, I do a lot of home stuff to my house. So I'm always washing the windows on the outside. But if you have sun beaming on dirt and things that you do not clean on your windows, it creates this, and you said you know all about it. It creates this something on the outside of your windows if you never clean your windows.
yeah. So in the early 2000s, the building code in Texas changed to double pane windows. Those double pane windows don't have a gas between them or anything like that, but the dead airspace does create a little bit of a thermal barrier between the inside and out.
Okay.
When we see this most is in our summertime. It's very hot and humid down here in Southeast Texas. And if you're like me, you keep your house in the low 70s or high 60s, right? And so what happens is overnight, and it's almost always overnight, you get that condensation that forms on the outside of the glass.
Right.
And the reason it forms is because that air pocket has been neutral all day, and then at night when the temperature drops, you're now separating that moist, humid atmosphere and your dry, cool inside of your home. And so what happens is in the center pieces of the glass, you'll get that moisture form on the outside. Well, when the sun comes up, the sun starts beaming on it, but it's not hot enough because the backing of that glass is still holding the temperature from overnight to burn off the moisture. And so that moisture is full of dirt that's been blowing at the window all day, mud, driven sand.
Right.
And so it starts to crystallize on the outside of the window. The only way to get it off is to go after it with really a razor blade and, some real high-powered either ammonia cleaner or some high-powered water. The problem is, depending on how old your windows are, if you go after it with a power washer,
you're tearing up some other stuff.
Now you may have, your glazing strips, which is what holds the glass in, popping and water coming into your home. And so that's half the problem. The other half is in between the two panes of glass. That's where your silver oxide is. That's what's rejecting when the sun beams on your window, the infrared and UV. That's between the two panes, and you can't get to it to clean it. And think of grandma's silver. If you didn't polish it, it tarnishes. And so what happens is when that seal pops and moisture works its way between those two panes, that will also crystallize. But you're never able to clean that.
Right, and it just sticks and stays.
It's forever. The only way to do it is to swap out the insulated glass pack, the double pane glass, or buy a window with a glass pack that don't do that.
Right.
And the aftermarket better windows are sealed differently, the way they put the glass together, and then they actually have a gas between the two panes rather than just oxygen, so they're more energy efficient today. But the only way to clean that is to replace the glass or replace the window.
Right.
This is the one that the inspectors are finding when they go to people's homes.
Of course, because who wants to buy a house? Because I was telling you I had an older house at one point in time, and They didn't clean the windows, obviously. And then so when I didn't negotiate that, and when I moved in, I'm like, why is the window? And so now I'm trying to clean it and I'm going, and you're absolutely right. It depends on the power washer or whatever you're trying to do it. Now you done messed up the ceiling and now you have yourself in a situation where you need a new window because now you done tore up all of the ceiling on and it's leaking in the inside. It'll kick in when the wind blow and rain. It's just a crazy thing, but there's always this maintenance and care for that I try to educate all my home buyers too. Like, you just don't get a house and you just sit in it and just sit in it. You always want to make some improvements throughout the time, whether it's doors, windows, ripping out carpet or whatever, just continuing so that way when you do sell, you don't have this huge list of stuff because it's going to get you one way or the other. It's either going to be a reduction in price.
Or a huge expense to fix it.
Right. And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, people don't, they're ready to go. Yeah. So they're trying to find that happy medium in real estate of their property and say, okay, well, I'll only pay a couple of thousand, or it's always, you're gonna have to do it so just go ahead, skip that latte.
Yep.
Skip that dinner for two. And put some money to the side and start doing improvements to your home as you're, staying in it, because the years roll fast.
Oh, yes. Yes,
how long does windows usually last, though?
A builder grade window has a life expectancy of between 5 and 10 years.
Okay.
An aftermarket entry level window has a life expectancy of 15 to 20.
Okay.
And a really good high end aftermarket window has a 50-year life expectancy.
Okay.
And one of the higher end windows, there's a new technology for the glass. It's called NEAT, N-E-A-T.
Okay.
If you ever look at glass under a microscope, it has hills and valleys.
Mm-hmm.
They basically seal the glass at the factory. And it's designed to keep water spots from forming on it, but it also keeps that dirt and debris that you have a problem cleaning from forming on it. So, I mean, there's new technologies that fix everything that we've discussed so far here today, where if you do it with the right window, you're done. You're never going to do it again.
You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to do it again.
And people tell me, well, it's going to last 50 years. I won't last 50 years, and it's bad. But I tell them, well, that's the goal. You don't want to do it twice.
Well, but also, too, if it's in your will, which y'all know I'm big on estate planning and wills and making sure that your people don't go into probate. I done had that on my show several times. But if you're going to pass down your home to somebody, you don't want it to be all messed up and jacked up. And
correct.
Because that person that inherited that, it's either going to be 1, a blessing, or 2, a nightmare. Because if you have to put $50,000 to $60,000 into the home to get it up to par, that could be an issue as well. Because sometimes if someone inherited something, they might not have that money right away.
You're right.
Or they can't get the loan because they got other obligations, kids in college, just different things. And they might need to sell the asset that they were given.
Yep.
But in order to sell it, you remember I said, you either have to, it's going to be you either had to fix it, or fix things, or you're going to get a reduction in real estate.
And the wild thing is, in this whole process, say there's a buyer who comes along and the inspector says X, Y, and Z's happened. And the buyer says, okay, I want a discount for that off the sale price of the house. In my industry, if you have 10 windows on your home, I can make 2 phone calls right now. And I can have you a bid for $5,500 for the whole house. And I can have you a bid for $55,000 for the whole house. And the difference between those 2 windows is so slim on the margins, but you're paying for one of the competitors' overhead and the other one you're not.
Right.
But the problem is the person comes in and says, well, let's just split that in the middle. Well, that middle is still not average because the one person was so overpriced. And so you really got to get, 10 bids to get a real.
Right.
And who has the time to sit through 10 2 to 4 hour presentations? It's nightmare. Like you
I was
said.
going to say it's a nightmare because if you think about it, it's like, wait a minute. What am I paying for? And then you get to the next one. And then by the time you get to the third, because they always say get a good 3 bids. You can make a good determination from 3 bids. But say if you do more, now you're confused.
Yeah.
Because that's not even your industry.
It
now
is.
you're confused. You're like, I don't even know what they said. I think this one said the window will pop out and do this, so you get confused. So you were talking about technology. So what is some of I know you told us one thing about the newest technology of did you say it was called neat? What was it called?
Yeah, so glass is where the most technologies come along. So, back in the day, we had single pane glass, right? And then we went to double. That little dead air space between the two helped. Then we had one low E coating, which is what keeps out the infrared and the UV. That's when the sun beams. Think of a 65-degree, breezy, beautiful day. You go park your car at the mall for a few hours. You come out, you got your sweater on. It's nice and breezy. Cold front just passed through, but the sun's out. You get in your car's 100 degrees.
Right.
How's this even possible? It's cool outside. It's because the infrared's been cooking it. Infrared heat surfaces, not air. So if you get a window that the sun's beaming on, that window can get up 160, 70 degrees.
Right.
And a single pane aluminum window lets 92% in. So now you've got a 150-degree heater in every room of your home. So, they put those coatings to keep the infrared out. So, you had one coating, then it moved to two. Two is the current Energy Star standard.
Okay.
Everyone who comes to your home is going to sell you three. The three coatings is silver oxide. We have moved on to a newer technology that's titanium dioxide. So it's a little bit better at rejecting the infrared.
Okay.
And so that's the newest technology glass-wise for the infrared. The second thing, the biggest thing people tell us when we put their windows in, believe it or not, oh my gosh, my energy bill went down. Oh, I love how clear my windows are and I can see through them. We call them and say, how are you liking your windows? I can't believe how quiet they are. That's what people tell us because that gas between the two panes is 40 times heavier than oxygen. It's keeping the noise out now.
Out and in.
Out and in.
So if you're screaming at kids and dogs are barking,
yes,
people won't be disturbed as much.
Correct. Yep. So that is the biggest thing they tell us. But if you back up to a busy road or something along that, we even have a newer glass that is noise reducing. So in a typical glass, they're the same thickness.
Right.
If we make the inside panel thicker, it kills noise. So between that and the gas, if you back up to a busy road or a park, or believe it or not, there's some people who back up to elementary schools and they let 200 kids outside and they're yelling and playing and they're like, I need it more quiet. This glass takes care of that. So that's another technology in the newer windows that didn't exist before. So there's a lot of things we can do to make your home just more comfortable, besides also look better.
Well, it's funny, and I'm not going to put it on blast as much, but my mother and father and my sister, we got them new houses, I think it was last year. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was. And they back up to a high school. A high school. So they get that band and they got
Oh, man. I bet when the band's practicing, it's loud.
Yeah, and they put it over the PA. So they get a little bit of everything. So one night I was over there and I was like, it felt like they were in the house. And I was like, what is that? And they said, oh, that's the band. I was like, in front of the house? And they were like, or in the house? And they were like, no. So it does make a difference. I have been in a house that has very, very good glass too. And it's more, you don't hear stuff.
Yes.
So it makes a difference. So what about the shading of it? Because I have seen where there are some windows that kind of like glasses, they transition or something, or what's that about?
It's not that it's transitioning. It's just the way the sun hits it at certain angles. It's designed to reject that visible light, if you will, to stop the glare. And so that's what you're noticing as you look through it. Like, I'll give you an example. The 3-coating low E glass that everyone else is using, it has a greenish hue. I'm going to say that now. Everyone watching, you're going to drive around and you're going to be a window nerd and see all the green windows.
Right.
But it doesn't glow green unless you stick white behind it, like white shutters, white shades. And if you look at it, it's grayish, right?
Okay.
When the sun is beaming on it full blast during the middle of the day, that's when it's glowing green. It's just as green now as it was earlier. It just didn't need the reflective properties, and it wasn't doing what it needed to do because there was no infrared hitting it, right?
Okay.
That's really what you're noticing. Now, I'll tell you this. Cardinal calls it gray. I call it blue. I may be colorblind, but they say it has a gray issue. The newest glass, they've tried to get the green out of it, and they say it has more of a gray issue. But to me, it looks like blue glass. I just call it blue glass. It's easier for us to keep up at the warehouse. Oh, that's a blue glass job. That goes here. That's a green
To
glass
categorize
job.
it so everybody kind of knows.
Yeah.
So also too on our show we talk about, because sometimes people watch our show and they want to change industries. Sometimes they're like curious. I mean, how could one start learning more about Windows? Like, where I know now we have Chat GPT and Cadillac and all, whatever. I can't remember all the Chat GPT stuff.
We're trying to get on Chat GPT. Do you have any friends over there?
Yeah. No, not yet.
That's the
Maybe
future.
After this show.
Hey, call us.
Right. But what? So I mean, I got multiple questions, but I just like to know, like, how would one get the knowledge? Because you come with a lot of knowledge, and it took you years, right?
It did.
Years. But even if somebody wanted to buy, what are some of the key things that they should focus on? Or if they were interested because they want to get out of corporate America, like they're sick of sitting behind a desk and they want to get out and explore and be with people. I always ask people that on my show to, because sometimes people do career changes. Believe it or not, I get a lot of comments of people saying, I don't like my job no more, and I watched your episode. I'm like, don't be writing in because I'm not paying nobody's bills. Did you get a job? Tell me what's going on. So what do you think?
I'm going to answer that in two parts.
Okay.
Because one, I was a sales manager where I was not in homes every day. I would go to problems, not so much, solutions. Right. And, I'd have to find a solution for the problem, but not solving customer everyday problems, solving in the field problems. And,
right.
I would have sales reps that I would hire and I would tell them, okay, this, right? And they would say, okay, got it. Is that everything? No, there's about 42,000 more things, but I'm not going to remember what that is until it pops back up again, and then I'll remember to tell you.
Right.
And then a problem presents itself a week from now, and it's like, hey, in the future, look for this. I know this wasn't your order, but it reminded me to tell you about it just because there's so many nuances to the window industry. The quickest way I would say to learn it would be to just hop online and type in replacement window knowledge. And there's two glass manufacturers, Guardian and Cardinal, that manufacture almost all of the glass. There's a few extras, but I'd say 90% of the glass comes from those two. 90% of the window is glass. If you can learn the glass, the rest of it's easy.
Right.
You can learn what is the proper way to install a window. There are so many YouTube and online tutorials to just watch.
Well, YouTube is a YouTube university now.
Oh,
that's
that's the one thing I pay for the non ads in.
Right, because you learn so much. Like, I'm gonna share that on the next episode. No, I'm gonna share it now. So y'all don't talk about it. I've never used sticky tape as much. Like, I can't even remember the last time I used sticky tape, and I had to use some sticky tape. This don't got nothing to do with Windows, but I'm gonna share my story. And I did not know how to get the I can't believe I'm saying this. I did not know how to get the other part off of the sticky tape. I went to YouTube and I looked it up. I was supposed to pull the whole thing out and then the sticky both sides.
I just learned that now.
Yeah. Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm not by myself. Yeah, so I was trying to pull off because it has a film on the top. And so I'm steady. I'm like working it. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Why would they Scott's tape make it this hard? So I just put it down, got on YouTube, and it says you're supposed to pull it all the way, and it's enough tape. Just keep pulling it and then rip it off, and now it's sticking on both sides. I didn't know that. I spent about 30 minutes. So yes, you're right. People can do YouTube.
Yeah.
They can learn different stuff.
Yeah, that's the quickest way to learn.
Yeah, YouTube.
What I wish I knew at the start. Trusting BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group with our commercial landscaping was the best decision ever. BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group has been transforming commercial spaces into green paradises. Our clients can't stop raving about us. Just listen to what they have to say.
First client review. Our property has never looked this good. 5 stars all the way.
Second client review. Professional, reliable, and simply the best in the business. 5-star service.
From lush green lawns to vibrant floral displays, we've got it all covered. Our dedicated team ensures your property not only looks great but stands out.
Third client review. Their attention to detail is incredible. Our landscaping has never been in better hands. 5 stars.
Whether you're a business or an individual, BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group brings expertise, reliability, and a touch of magic to every project. Ready to transform your property? Join the 5-Star Club! Because at BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group, we believe every property deserves to shine. BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group, where properties thrive.
As far as career change, this career is not for the weak.
Right.
I'm not one of those people that sit in a cubicle. As a sales manager, I was going crazy. I'm sitting at a desk and, a 6x6 room, felt like the walls were closing in. I'd have to get out and go walk around the warehouse.
Right.
I have no reason to be in the warehouse. I'm not unloading trucks, but I had to see something new. Right. And so what I do today is completely different from that. And it's great for me because every day I'm somewhere else. I see something new. I'm meeting new people, talking to new people, and able to help new people. But I'll give you an example. I had a car that was a year and 4 months old. And in that year and 4 months, it had almost 60,000 miles on it. My toll bill around Southeast Texas is more than $800 a month because everywhere you drive is a toll road. Wow. And so, just keep that in mind. This is not one of those things you make a commitment to that, okay, this office is 6 miles from my house. Right. It's going to take me 12 minutes to get there every day, 20 with traffic, and I can set my toll monthly quota on what it's going to cost to ride that toll road there. I have no idea where I'm going to be. Tomorrow I'm going to be out in Prairie View. Right. Next week I'll be in College Station. This week I was in Clear Lake, Friendswood, Galveston, and Pasadena. Right. And
you sound like me with company management.
All over the place.
All over the place. But that's it. So, and that's what I tell viewers on that watch the show, right? They'll sometimes just send me an email or say, thanks, because I've been trying to get out. I've been with this job for 14 years and I've always wanted to do something different. I'm like, why not?
Yeah,
what
why
are
not
you
try
doing? So it's good because you can find your niche. I always tell people on the show, real estate, this is a part of real estate, believe it or not. And then I venture to say windows, roofs. That's all a part of your real estate. And so I have interesting people that come on the show, and I always like for y'all to tell your story because it's motivating to somebody else that might be sitting behind a cubicle that really can't do that and been doing it for about 15, 14 years and I need something more. So I do have viewers like this. So thanks for sharing that part of it because, people do, I think sometimes people scared. Sometimes, they're just.
No, you just got to get out and go. Just know you're going to be in traffic every day.
Yeah.
I have a gift. My wife will say, "Oh, this is where we're going." I say, "What's the zip code?" She will rattle off a zip code, and I'm like, "This is where it is. We'll be there in 42 minutes." She's like, "How do you know that?" Done it for almost 20 years.
Right.
You can.
Right.
I
know what's going to come up. And. Y'all know I've been on this show enough to talk about 45. You might get a kitchen sink on 45, some lawn chairs, a horse. And one time on one of the episodes, I did post, there was cows.
I remember that cow.
The cow.
It was right up there
running.
at Spring Stubner.
Yeah. And I don't know. I know there's been a few times in different states where they've had scientists traveling with monkeys. And then the monkeys got out because we don't want that in Houston. We haven't had that, and we don't want that.
I saw that movie one time.
No, we don't want that.
No.
The little experiments they be doing. I think the last time something happened and one of the trucks flipped over, and I think they didn't capture 3 of the monkeys or something.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want that in Houston. We got enough going on. So thank you. So let's talk about when we talk about windows, and I know you replaced a window.
Correct.
The grade that so also do the person or do y'all come out and the person actually needs to know which, because everybody's house is different. Sometimes the sun, it travels over to the east or the west. So do y'all kind of ask the customer or what room gets the hottest? Because I know we were talking about how heat plays a part, or do you just say this is the window you need for the front of your house? Or
there's a couple things we do when we come out. The first thing is I'm going to walk around and measure and get a map from the outside of every window that you have. And the other thing I'm doing, believe it or not, Apple went and stuck the Compass app in the iPhone about 10 years ago. And it's been the best invention ever because
Right.
I can stand in the front yard with my phone and my Compass app open, and I know exactly where the sun's rising and setting on
Right.
the home. The other thing we do, depending on what windows are there and what issues we're having, we're looking for which direction the home faces. Because the east, the south, and the west, I'm looking for tree coverage. I want to see how much shading you're
Okay.
getting. If like yesterday, the house I was at, the south side of the home was facing a golf course, and they intentionally didn't put trees, and they had a nice pool because you want to see the golf course, right? And it's getting absolutely hammered with sun. And so we had the talk about doing the grayish blue glass on the back, but doing the green glass on the front because it's not as dark. The grayish blue glass is a little darker.
Okay.
That noise reducing glass, we're putting that in their 2-bedroom windows because right outside of their bedroom is the air conditioning unit. So those are things that we're looking for. And that's why, people call me all the time, well, how much are windows? Well, I can give you a roundabout. I mean,
Right.
we put 50,000 of them in. I know what they cost on average, but that don't mean it's going to be what it costs at your home, So we're looking for things that are making noise, things that are making the house hot, before we make any glass recommendations. But there's other things we're looking for also. There's a lot of people that want to do, like on my house, I had 3 windows in my front office. I tore them out and put one huge piece of glass. It looks
looks
great.
nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I can't do that in a bedroom. We've got to have fire escape. So one of the things we're looking for is fire code.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that we meet all codes. We're looking for tempered glass. Big windows with proximity to the floor, those have to be tempered. Anything east or west of a door that's swinging or sliding has to be tempered. So we're looking for all of those codes as well, because you can call me and say, I got 15 windows. I give you a price. I get there. If every one of them are less than 8 inches off the ground and next to a door, that price is not good anymore.
Right.
So this is why we try to go out. But that's the problem. People know you have to come out to give them a quote, and then they send the high pressure hardcore closer who's like, today.
Right. It's
And
so bad.
it is.
It's so, no, I'm saying they'll tell you it's so bad.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Oh, it's so terrible.
Oh, yesterday. You need
You
them
know,
yesterday.
you glad you called me because the window was about to fall out today.
Yeah, good thing you did it.
At noon.
Yeah. And these are the best thing ever. They're monkey proof.
I know, right?
You saw that monkey that fell off the truck. It won't get in your house
Right.
now.
He won't get in your house. He won't grab your kids.
They will tell you anything to get you by. It's insane.
Right.
So
Well,
the other thing we look for is security. The windows that we use have stainless steel locks with stainless or aluminum reinforcements in them, so it's not able to be pried open. So, if we're in an area that's probably in need of a window that's a little more secure and it's like outside of the gate or something,
Right.
we always recommend upgrading it to what we call DP50 window, where they put the metal all throughout it rather than just in the meeting room. I mean, there's little things we can do to upgrade stuff, but those are the things that we're looking for when we're at a house. And that's why it's like yesterday, I was at the home for almost 2 hours. I didn't even give them a price. We spent 2 hours walking around the house discussing what they wanted, how this would look there,
Right.
why this glass makes more sense here, and talking about how we can knock down the noise from the air conditioning unit. Then we get into the bathroom. Well, this is above a bathtub. Well, do you want obscure glass? Do you want satin glass? Do you want rain glass? I mean, there's so many. In an aftermarket situation, we can do whatever you like as long as it meets, the law. So.
Right. And then it's in compliance with, like you said, the fire codes and safety, but at the same time trying to deliver what is necessary for that particular room.
Yes.
And things do change too from homeowner to homeowner with windows, because somebody could add a bunch of trees now. And so it changes the dynamics of that window for the new homeowner that moved into that same exact house that you were at 5-10 years ago. So
I went to a house in right here in Magnolia, actually, not long ago. We were supposed to put his windows in Monday. It's 90% chance of rain next week. You do not want a window company to put your windows in the pouring rain.
or a paint company to paint.
So we're moving that out a week, but I'm standing in the back of this man's living room. This is like April, maybe May, late March, somewhere between late March and early May, April probably. And I mean, it's like 85 degrees outside, and the guy has single pane aluminum windows. And I'm standing in the back of his living room, and he's got one of those bows. And there's individual small windows. He has 7 on the bottom, 6 on the top. My FLIR camera was reading his inside piece of glass at 160 degrees.
Wow.
In spring. And I'm like, let's talk about the glass. So I told him, I said, look, this glass is blue. He said, listen, I don't care what color it is. Just make this stop.
Right. I bet you the light bill was pretty up there probably too.
It is,
You know,
it
their
was
light
a
bill.
very sizable home.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the light bill was up there because because obviously it's coming in, right?
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
Yeah, it's coming in. And it's making the AC probably run.
Well, it's also bleaching his floors. I mean, that's all UV coming right into his.
Right.
He has wood floors, nice wood floors, and you
Really?
can tell where they're starting to stain.
Starting to stain and bleach.
Mhm.
Wow. So basically, even just basic window care, window preparation, purchasing windows, doing what you need to do will overall, save you with your AC,
Yep.
with your electric bill. Is energy efficient. And a lot of times insurance companies give you discounts for energy efficient things in your home.
They do. You would have to check with individual insurance companies, but yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: buying new windows, you get to enjoy them today. If you get ready to sell your house and you have to buy new windows to make the next buyer
Right.
happy, you're going to buy them and not enjoy them.
Right.
So
Right.
enjoy the lower energy bills while you have them.
Right.
Don't have to worry about your curtains, your floors, and your furniture bleaching.
Right.
And you're more comfortable, and it's quieter. I mean, it's like
Right.
winning while you're winning.
Right. Well, I can still hear the train in my new house, but that's a whole nother story, a whole nother day.
That train is loud.
It is loud, and I don't know why they would like to run it around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, and during the daytime too. That's a whole nother topic. So, did you bring anything to? I know we talked about because if you didn't, we could just put some pictures in. Show.
I've got some stuff for you to put on.
Okay,
with
so
the
everybody
photos
can
and stuff.
see what he's actually talking about and stuff like that. Because
Yep.
if y'all are like me, I'm a visual person and gotta see.
And I'll tell you
know.
this: if you want a free window inspection, call us. We're not going to come out and twist your arm, high pressure sell you, or
Right.
tell you need something you don't.
Right.
We'll come out, take a look at it. It's free. If it works, something you need, we can help you. If it's not, that's fine too. We'll come back in 5 more years and do it again.
Right, because you're gonna need it even more so.
Yep, probably so.
Especially in Texas, because Texas. is,
I tell
hot.
people they put the cheapest windows they can on your home.
Yeah.
And that's terrible. But the good news is it's going to give me a job for many, many years because they fail. Once one goes, I have
Right.
30 windows on my house. My house was built in 2014.
You have 30.
We have 30. We've already had 9 of them fail. From the
Really?
builder grade windows in 12 years, 9 of them
Well,
already
they
failed.
get those things in bulk. They probably a penny. The penny is no longer here, so they're probably a nickel. And
They are.
seriously, and so they get them in bulk.
They
And you said you have 30 windows, and how many fell so far?
9.
9.
9 of the 30.
All in the same year, or just kind
No,
of?
just over time.
Over time.
We call it the domino effect. Once one goes, they all start going. And, I sit here and tell you that many have failed. That's what I can see visually. There's more that the seals have probably popped, but
Right.
the silver oxide hasn't started to crystallize yet where I've
Right.
seen. So that's why I work here and I'm doing it slowly. But,
Right.
it's more for documenting because I want to do one at a time and be able to document that
Right.
one. And,
Right.
we just did that one in the front room. We did a really good time lapse on the outside. My wife wanted to beat me up because I recorded the outside one this way instead of this way. And I got the other one this way. And they're not lining up where we're trying to put them side by
Put
side.
them together.
Yeah. And I didn't know.
Got to do some cropping.
I'm out there like this recording, just
No,
being
but
terrible
it
about
looks
it.
good. So as we wrap up and everything, what's one of the big takeaways? I know you shared a lot of things, but what's one of the biggest takeaways that our YouTube viewers about windows need to take away? Or maybe it's 2 or 3 takeaways, and then share where they can reach you.
The 2 biggest takeaways would be do your research on the product and glass so you know what you're getting beforehand.
Okay.
There are a lot of window companies in between the 2 panes of glass. They sell a foam spacer. I can come to your house, spend an hour, and make it sound like the foam spacer is the best thing since sliced bread. You're going to love it. The one we use is stainless steel. The same foam guy can come to your house and tell you how terrible a metal is. Why would you want metal? Do your research.
Right.
Cardinal IG, which is the only product that we'll put on a home, they tout 1 in every 400 windows fails at year 20. I mean, it's excellent glass. Do your research on the glass. Do your research on the product. Do your research on the company. We're number 1 ranked in Spring, Texas on Google Maps for window replacement.
Congratulations.
So look us up. Man, it's tough. You know how much?
That's why I say congratulations.
Because we don't spend the money to be number one.
Right.
You can spend a lot of money and be
Right.
number one overnight. We do it organically.
Right.
And so it's hard, but we're there. And then the last thing, do your research on the installation. There are so many window companies. If I can talk you into paying me for a custom size window, and then I order you a standard one, I can put that standard size window in your home. And I'll show you, and I'll give you this to put into the
right into the YouTube
and onto the thing. But this is I mean, it's a catastrophe what some of these people are doing. That's a finished window right there.
Wow.
See how it's finished?
Right.
You pull this trim piece back, there's a gap.
Oh wow.
What they do is, and look at this, 6 inches of frame. This is the window. This is the trim piece. They'll bring you a smaller standard size window.
Right.
They never ever have to worry about mismeasuring a window because it's so small.
Oh,
they
wow.
sit it into your opening and then they trim it in plastic.
And you won't know.
You'll never know.
You'll never
and
know.
the window company saved 40% at our cost on the windows by buying a standard size window.
That's so janky.
But
you know what? Wait a minute. The people can see it from here too. I'm gonna add it in a thing, but y'all can see it. Look. I'm gonna hit all cameras. Boom, boom, boom. But and I'll put it on there. But that's kind of. I mean, that's.
And these are the things, you know, when we feel you have a window, want or
Right.
need, this is what we talk about. I'm not going to sell you on anything. I'm telling you,
Right.
as you get other quotes, make sure this is something you address because
Right.
I can make anything cheaper.
Right.
The question is, how long is it going to last?
Right.
You know? And so the other side of
And
it
if
is.
you're spending that kind of money anyway, you want it to last.
You do, yeah, especially
Yeah.
aftermarket because the builder bought your first windows. You're paying for these.
Right.
And so just
Right.
do a little bit of research, especially on the installation. Get your sales rep to show you pictures of installs
Mm-hmm.
they've done. Zoom into the corners and make sure the window fills the entire brick opening and they're not using, you know, I mentioned
Cork
earlier,
stuff, yeah.
I can get you 2 quotes, one for 5,500, one
Right.
for 55,000.
Right.
Both of those companies use standard size windows
Right.
and then trim them.
And trim them to fit the
What?
right.
You know, you'd expect it from the cheap one, but the really expensive one?
Right.
And so you never know unless you ask all of the little questions.
Well, and that's a good takeaway. So basically, the biggest takeaway right now too was look at the corners. So if you are getting windows or thinking about getting windows, look at the corners. Look, you know, make that assessment from the pictures that they provide. So that way you can say, wait a minute. So tell me more about and blow it up like.
Yep.
Pinch it and say this, you know, tell me more. So how can everybody find you?
You can go straight to our website, uswindowsinc.com.
Okay.
Or you can call me directly. My name's Jared. My cell phone number is 832-589-6542. If you want to call the office directly, it's 713-984-4668.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate you educating the viewers on windows. And sharing your story and your journey and how you got into the industry and still in the industry and actually love the industry because you're helping people. And it's, I'm pretty sure you've been to a lot of historical homes and just...
I actually have a window approved by the U.S. Forestry Service for historical
Really?
homes. It doesn't even need to go through a meeting.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the
'cause,
U.S. Forestry Service certified it. It's approved by default for any historical designated home.
Right. Because
We
there's a
sell it-
lot of historical things,
yeah.
places and
Heights,
stuff.
Westview, River
Yep.
Oaks. We sell
Yep.
all down there all day, and there's no meeting necessary.
That's
I've
a
got
good
one
thing.
form I hand, they turn it in, and it's a done.
That's good because it's the quality.
Yep.
Quality of things and not that quantity, like mass, like, come on, let's just, do whatever. Well, thank you again for coming out
You're very welcome.
and sharing your knowledge. And I want to say thank you to everybody once again that's viewing us. Thank you for the 375, I think it's around 75K. I'm pretty sure it might be a little bit higher already because we've had some episodes already aired this week. So thank you. And like always, I say stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, and we will do the same. Thank you.
Thank you.